My dear one, listen with the ears of your soul. For too long, you have been living beneath the truth of who you are. A spell was spoken over you before you had language to resist it. It came through fear, through custom, through limitation, through the repeated sayings of the world. It whispered, "You are small. You must struggle. You must earn abundance by suffering. Wealth belongs to a chosen few, and you must wait outside the gates." But I tell you now, with calm certainty, that this is not the truth. The truth is the very opposite. You were born rich before you ever touched money, rich in spirit, rich in imagination, rich in divine possibility, rich in the invisible substance from which all visible good is formed. There is a treasury within you that no bank can measure, no employer can limit, and no outer condition can exhaust. Every time you said, "I cannot afford this," or "That is too much for me," or "People like me do not receive such things," you did not merely describe a condition, you gave an instruction. You unknowingly placed a word of restriction upon your path. You wrapped a poverty command in ordinary conversation and sent it forth into the unseen. But this message comes to break that old agreement. The law of prosperity, the law of supply, and the law of assumption have never been working against you. Divine law does not plot against its own child. It has been waiting for you to speak rightly, believe rightly, and stand in the consciousness of your inheritance. You have not been powerless. You have simply been using power unconsciously. You have been casting the wrong kind of magic with your words, your thoughts, your posture, your expectation, and your daily inner speech. But the same power that has formed limitation can now form freedom. The same tongue that repeated lack can now declare abundance. The same imagination that rehearsed fear can now rehearse divine supply. You must understand this clearly. Wealth does not begin in the bank. It begins in the imagination. It begins in the inner conversation you repeat when no one is listening. It begins in how you carry your soul before you carry your wallet. It begins in whether you walk through life as one who is abandoned by good or as one who is accompanied by divine intelligence. A millionaire is not first created by what they own. A millionaire is first formed by what they believe, what they expect, what they permit, what they declare, and what they embody. So I ask you today, who are you becoming? Are you acting as the version of yourself who trusts divine supply? Or are you still acting as the version who doubts her own inner magic? Are you walking as a child of abundance? Or are you bowing to appearances as though they were final? Say this now, with feeling. Divine riches flow to me, because I remember who I am. Again, divine riches flow to me, because I remember who I am. Let those words enter the deep places of your being. Let them move through your nervous system. Let them correct every old instruction that said you were excluded from good. And now declare, I command the millionaire version of me now. Again, I command the millionaire version of me now, not tomorrow. Not when the account changes. Not when someone gives permission. Now, this moment is not casual. This moment is the beginning of your wealth resurrection. My friend, your word is your wand, and you have been waving it unconsciously for far too long. Every spoken phrase is a seed. Every sentence is a command. Every repeated thought is a decree sent into the invisible to take form. You may think you are merely talking, but the subconscious is listening. You may think you are joking, but the inner world receives instruction. You may think your words disappear into the air, but they travel into the unseen and return clothed as circumstance. The average soul mutters words of lack all day long. I can't. I wish. I hope. I'm trying. I never have enough. Things never work for me. These are not harmless sounds. They are the incantations of delay. They are doors closed by the tongue before the hand even reaches them. Trying is often fear dressed politely. Hoping is often faith without authority. Wishing is often the soul standing outside its own kingdom. But the prosperous person speaks differently. Not from arrogance, not from pride, not from selfishness. The prosperous person speaks from alignment with truth. When you walk as one who is inwardly rich, you speak another language. You say, I do. You say, I have. You say, it is done. You say, the way is open. You say, divine order is now established. You say, my good comes to me under grace, in perfect ways. There is no hesitation in the language of wealth. There is no begging in the voice of spiritual prosperity. You must begin to speak with royal command, not because you are better than anyone, but because you are a child of the infinite. You are under grace. Act like it. Speak like it. Think like it. Walk like it. So I ask you now, what words are you speaking over your life? Are they expanding you or enslaving you? Are they blessing your future or repeating your past? Are they calling angels of supply or summoning the ghosts of old fears? The mind believes what it hears repeatedly. The subconscious receives repetition as law. The more you affirm scarcity, the deeper it roots itself in your inner world. But the same is true for abundance. The same is true for wealth. The same is true for peace, worth, right action, and divine success. Say this with me now. I now speak only words of wealth, worth, and wonder. Again, I now speak only words of wealth, worth, and wonder. Do not mumble it. Do not say it as though you are asking permission. Say it like a decree. Say it like your words matter, because they do. Say it like the universe was created to respond to spiritual authority, because divine law responds to consciousness. Every cell in your body listens. Every part of your being receives instruction. The invisible world is not confused by your words. It takes them seriously. Therefore, from this moment forward, do not speak what you do not wish to create. Do not joke about lack. Do not rehearse poverty as entertainment. Do not casually curse your own path and then wonder why doors remain closed. The subconscious does not understand sarcasm. It does not know humor. It knows instruction. So give it holy instruction. Sai, my words are filled with power and peace. Sai, my voice is the command center of wealth. Again, my voice is the command center of wealth. Your words are wealthy now. Let your world rise to meet them. Everything in your life is the result of a script you have been rehearsing in silence. Before the mansion ever appears, you must walk its halls in imagination. Before abundance floods your bank account, you must feel its rhythm beating beneath your ribs. Before the outer world changes, the inner atmosphere must change. This is the secret the wise have always known under many names. Assumption, rehearsal, embodiment, presence, faith, imagination, spiritual dramatization. You must act as though you already possess the thing, not in false pretense, but in spiritual power. This is not faking. This is faithing. There is a holy difference. Faking is fear pretending. Faithing is truth rehearsed in advance. Faking says, I hope no one sees through me. Faith says, I know the invisible is already complete. Faking performs for people. Faith cooperates with divine law. When you repeat an identity, your subconscious begins to accept it. When you embody a state long enough, your world begins to reorganize around it. If you walk like the wealthy, speak like the wealthy, prepare like the wealthy, choose like the wealthy, and give like the wealthy, your inner vibration alters. And when the inner vibration alters, life must answer. The law is impersonal. It does not favor one child and reject another. It responds to the state you occupy. So let me ask you, would the millionaire version of you hesitate to invest in herself? Would she constantly second-guess her vision? Would she apologize for being seen? Would she shrink her desire because someone else might misunderstand it? No. She would move with quiet certainty. She would walk into rooms with silent command because she knows who she is. She would not chase approval. She would not bargain with her own greatness. She would not call divine desire too much. She would say, "This good has been placed in my heart because there is a way for it to be fulfilled." Say this now. I am already the millionaire version of me in mind, in mood, and in movement. Again, I am already the millionaire version of me in mind, in mood, and in movement. Feel the words enter your body. This is not merely an affirmation. This is a correction of identity. You are no longer rehearsing defeat. You are rehearsing inheritance. You are no longer practicing lack. You are practicing reception. Declare, my reality rehearses my riches in advance. Again, my reality rehearses my riches in advance. Now breathe. Say it. Stand if you can. Take 10 steps as her. Not someday. Not when the money arrives. Not after the world approves. Take 10 steps now as the one who is already guided, already supplied, already chosen by divine order. Let your shoulders remember. Let your spine remember. Let your eyes remember. Let your hands remember. You are not waiting for wealth to give you permission to become. You are becoming. And wealth must recognize the state you now occupy. Dear one, poverty is not merely financial. It is spiritual. It is energetic. And most dangerously, it is habitual. You were not cursed by witches with pointed hats. You were conditioned by systems, by frightened voices, by anxious homes, by teachings that made scarcity seem safe and abundance seem suspicious. You were told money is hard. Success is for others. Do not ask for too much. Do not shine too brightly. Do not expect too easily. Do not rise too quickly. And like a spell cast across your inner world, you began to believe it. But I tell you now, it was never true. There is no virtue in lack. There is no holiness in struggle. There is no divinity in staying small. Poverty is not proof of purity. Exhaustion is not proof of worth. Fear is not humility. You are not here merely to survive. You are here to shine. You are here to circulate good, receive good, bless others with good, and prove that divine supply is inexhaustible. Do you know what energetic bankruptcy is? It is not when your bank account is empty. It is when your spirit is overdrawn from giving your power away. It is when you say yes while your soul is saying no. It is when you shrink your desire to appear realistic. It is when you betray your intuition to be accepted. It is when you spend your faith on fear and then wonder why you feel depleted. Every time you reduce your dream to fit someone else's comfort, you pay a spiritual penalty. Every time you apologize for wanting a fuller life, you deposit energy into the poverty account. Every time you speak against your own good, You delay the messenger already on the way. But now we call your energy back. We cancel the false debts. We tear up the invisible contracts with lack. We write a new spiritual check, marked paid in full by divine supply. Say this now. I cancel every subconscious contract I made with lack and limitation. Again, I cancel every subconscious contract I made with lack and limitation. Let your body hear it. Let your memory hear it. Let the frightened child within you hear it. Let your ancestors feel the sound of freedom traveling backward and forward through the line. Declare, I break the poverty spell. I serve the God of overflow. Again, I break the poverty spell. I serve the God of overflow. This is not only affirmation, this is revocation. This is the soul withdrawing its consent from limitation. This is the moment you stop bowing to an old lie and begin standing in divine inheritance. You have declared yourself free. Now act like one who has been released. There is a version of you that walks into a room and shifts the air, not because of fame, not because of followers, not because of outer decoration, but because of frequency. Your energy walks ahead of your body. People feel it before you speak. Life responds to it before you ask. The doors of the world are sensitive to consciousness. They swing differently for the one who enters with inward authority. This is the millionaire version of you, and she must be embodied long before she is applauded. Understand this. Money responds to identity. Not the identity on your card, not the name on a document, not the role others assigned you. Money responds to the identity you wear in your posture, your pace, your presence, your decisions, your expectations, and your daily private choices. Human beings respond to confidence, not aggression, not force. Not loud performance, but presence. A calm, unapologetic energy. A settled knowing. A person who does not ask the room whether she belongs. That is why many with less talent, but more certainty rise quickly. They have mastered the art of walking as though the place was prepared for them. They do not enter life with a question mark in their aura. They enter with a period in their stride. So I ask you now, how do you move? How do you sit? How do you enter a space? How do you answer the phone? How do you receive a compliment? How do you respond to an opportunity? Do you move as though you are apologizing for existing? Or do you move as one who has been sent? The millionaire version of you does not explain herself endlessly. She does not chase. She does not beg to be chosen. She commands through alignment. She knows that what is hers by divine right cannot pass her by. And what passes by was never her final good. Imagine the wealthiest, highest, most radiant version of you walking into your life today. How would she sit in your chair? How would she open your door? How would she dress for the day? How would she speak to herself in the mirror? How would she handle a bill? How would she make a decision? How would she carry her shoulders? She would not collapse beneath appearances. She would say, divine intelligence is guiding me now. Divine order is arranging this now. Supply is present now. Say this, I am a magnet for respect, riches, and recognition. Again, I am a magnet for respect, riches, and recognition. Now declare, I walk like money already knows me. Again, I walk like money already knows me. Because your energy is the invitation, and wealth always responds to presence. What you receive is never greater than what you inwardly permit. And what you inwardly permit is revealed not only in your words, but in the mirror of your mind. The millionaire life is not waiting outside you as something distant and reluctant. It is reflecting from you. The world is a mirror before it is a marketplace. Life shows you the image you have accepted within. You say you want more. But the deeper question is this. Can you look at yourself with wealth in your eyes and not flinch? Can you see yourself as chosen for increase? Can you see yourself receiving without apology? Can you see yourself as a steward of abundance? Can you look in the mirror and recognize the one who is worthy of expansion? This is the mirror test, and many fail it quietly. They look in the mirror and see flaws. They see fears. They see failures. They see old mistakes. They see the words others spoke over them. They see delay and disappointment. But the millionaire version of you sees differently. She sees an heir, not a hustler. She sees a vessel, not a victim. She sees divine substance clothed in a name and a body. She sees possibility where fear once placed a veil. You cannot receive what you are not at peace with. If wealth feels too large, if luxury feels forbidden, if ease feels suspicious, if overflow feels not for people like me, then a veil has been placed over your reflection. But we are here to lift the veil. Your outer world mirrors the images stored within. A poor self-image produces poor receiving. A frightened self-image rejects good before it arrives. But an empowered self-image receives without apology, because it knows the source is infinite. Stand before your mirror and look deeply. Do not criticize. Do not inspect yourself like an enemy. Look with sacred recognition. Say aloud, I now see the millionaire in me. I respect her. I receive her. Again, I now see the millionaire in me. I respect her. I receive her. Now say, my mirror reflects a masterpiece of wealth. Again, my mirror reflects a masterpiece of wealth. Look again, not with shame, but with sacred pride. You are not worshiping the outer form. You are recognizing the divine idea behind it. You are seeing yourself as life intended you to be. Radiant, capable, prosperous, guided, supplied, and free. You are no longer hiding. You are arriving. Child of the infinite, let me tell you something few dare to say aloud. Begging blocks the blessing. You were not born to plead with life. You were born to align with divine law. When you hope for money from a place of desperation, you often push it farther away. When you need success in panic, you communicate lack. But when you stand in knowing, creation rushes to meet your claim. The law does not respond to weakness. It responds to alignment. This does not mean you become hard. It does not mean you become proud. It does not mean you become cold or grasping. True receiving is not frantic. It is quiet. It is dignified. It is magnetic. Every time you whisper, please, universe, give me something. While feeling empty and abandoned, you vibrate from absence. And the law echoes the state, not merely the sentence, but when you declare, I am a channel, I am supplied, I am guided. It is done in divine order. You align with power, and the heavens rearrange to meet the consciousness you have accepted. This is receiving mode. It is not loud. It is not arrogant. It is not forceful. It is royal ease. Those who expect authority often receive it. Those who walk like they belong are often treated as if they do. This is not mere social performance. It is mental mastery joined with spiritual law. You do not receive only what you deserve. You receive what you have the consciousness to claim, hold, and embody. So today, drop the language of lack. Drop the beggar's cup. Drop the nervous pleading. Speak like a child of the King. Say aloud, I no longer ask from fear. I align. I expect. I receive. Again, I no longer ask from fear. I align. I expect. I receive. Now declare, I command with quiet power. I receive with royal ease. Again, I command with quiet power. I receive with royal ease. You are no longer knocking on the door of abundance as though you are a stranger. You are the door. You have arrived not at the finish line, but at the beginning of the real you. Now is the moment of activation, not merely affirmation, not merely inspiration, not merely beautiful words heard for a few minutes and forgotten. This is the moment when the word becomes flesh in your daily life. What you speak now must become law in your world, because you agree with it, return to it, and act from it. Stand up if you can. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Let the old self fall away with the breath. Let the fearful identity loosen. Let the anxious performer rest. Let the one who begged, doubted, chased, and apologized be released into peace. You are about to enter a covenant with your millionaire self. This is not fantasy. This is not vanity. This is a spiritual decree backed by divine order, right action, and the creative power of the spoken word. Repeat these words slowly, with feeling and certainty. I now step into my millionaire identity by divine right and with divine ease. I think, speak, and act in perfect alignment with wealth, grace, and boldness. I no longer perform poverty. I no longer worship worry. I walk with presence. I radiate power. I command with peace. All that I desire is already mine in the invisible, and I now call it visible by faith, wisdom, and right action. This is my divine inheritance, and I receive it now. Place your hand over your heart. Let your body know this is not merely speech. This is decision. This is return. This is remembrance. Say this final phrase with authority. I am the millionaire, not becoming, not waiting. I am. Again, I am the millionaire, not becoming, not waiting. I am. Now declare, I am the millionaire. I walk in it.